Well, let's get talking now. The Lagos State government has recently approved a grant of 1 billion naira to support the takeoff of the Lagos State Science, Research and Innovation Council. This significant investment, according to the government, is aimed at fostering a culture of innovation and scientific inquiry within the state, ultimately driving economic growth and development. The council, which is designed to promote and coordinate scientific research, innovation and entrepreneurship in Lagos, will leverage the state's strategic location and diverse economic sector to stimulate growth. But what more do we need to know about this initiative and more happening in the science and technology space of the state? I'm being joined live by the Commissioner for Innovation, Science and Technology at Lagos State, Mr. Tunbosun Alake. Thank you so much. It's good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, I think we'll go straight to what is expected of this committee. It sounds very good to me. Lagos State Science, Research and Innovation Council. Before we talk about the Cybersecurity Advisory Board, it's a two-in-one thing. Just very recently, after the holidays, was it during the holidays? Tell us more about it.
So the Lagos State Science, Research and Innovation Council is a team of multidisciplinary experts in business, finance, technology, venture funding, innovation, and many other sectors. The idea was to bring together a group of experts to help drive the state's innovation capacity. And the council was originally inaugurated in 2020. And between 2020 and 2023, there was a flurry of activity at the time. Between 2020 and 2023, about 60 innovative startups were funded through the council.
Wow.
Right? Startups in agri-tech, e-commerce and retail, fintech, climate change and circular economy, and many other verticals. And so the team of experts was brought together to help resource and to drive the amounts of innovation, science and research activity in Lagos State. Yeah. Because we do realize that with science innovation, the ability to create new products is enhanced, new products and services through leveraging on technology. And so that's the real job of LASRIC. That's the acronym for the Lagos State Science, Research and Innovation Council, is to increase the innovation activity in Lagos, leveraging on technology, and to improve the quality of life in effect.
That sounds really good. The aspect of the Cybersecurity Advisory Board, I think it has to do with about security and all of that around that space. Can you also shed more light on that?
So, as you've noticed, or as you're well aware, major parts of the economy is moving digital, right?
True.
A lot of services are being offered through digital means, through the leveraging of IT tools. Now, it's very important as major sectors of the economy move digital that we protect that digital ecosystem.
True.
Right? We need region-level or region-specific strategies to help protect the digital ecosystem. Today, I'm sure you are familiar. You can buy electricity online.
Yeah, true.
Right? You can pay your utilities online. You can pay your taxes online. A lot of companies deliver services online. And with that opportunity, there is the chance for nefarious actors, right, to take advantage of that resource. So the Cybersecurity Advisory Board was also a team of experts to help drive cybersecurity awareness, cybersecurity strategy, and cybersecurity legislation in Lagos State, because we now need to start to protect our digital ecosystem from nefarious actors, from breaches and the like, right? So when you think about critical utilities, when you think about government services, the government, large parts of the government is moving digital. So how do we protect that ecosystem? So the Cybersecurity Board with a team of experts, in fact, one of them used to be the Chief Information Security Officer of the City of Atlanta.
Wow.
So they are quite familiar with region-level protection. So how do we protect Lagos State for the sake of its future, right, as large parts of the economy move to the digital space?
And as we move on with this, the take-off grant, many, when they hear 1 billion naira, they begin to think What is happening around this? What really is the area of interest, and where do we expect, what will this money be used for actually? Explain to us.
So the money is for three major areas, right? The first is to resource startups. When we launched, the first inauguration of the LASRIC Council was in 2019, 2020. Right? At the time, if you recall, 250 million naira was granted to the LASRIC Council. And between that time and now, about 60 innovative startups have been funded, like I mentioned, in agri-tech, in fintech, in circular economy and climate change. These are companies that are solving problems in those verticals. I'll give an example. There's a company called Price Pally that we funded, which is an agri-tech startup. It's a retail company that helps aggregate food purchases for people, so to bring down the cost of food purchases. And when we funded them, they were just in Lagos, but now they've expanded to other cities and are helping people solve their purchasing problems with agricultural produce. We funded other companies like Farms to You that helps farmers give them information on the correct planting season to plant their crops, the average yields they might expect, and some relevant information that could help them go to market, right? So many startups creating jobs and solving problems. So that's one vertical that LASRIC has been tasked to accomplish. The second is R&D, research, science, research, and development in universities. Between 2020 and 2024, we funded over 70 R&D initiatives across 4 major universities in Lagos. So you talk about UNILAG, LASU, the Lagos State University of Science and Technology, Yaba College of Tech.
Wow.
Different R&D initiatives. Now, R&D for any country is very important.
It's key.
Because that is where new products and services are created. Now, when you create new services and products, you can build companies around them. They can solve problems in their vertical, right, and add value to the economy, right? That's how GDP increases. So we need to resource our creative ability in Lagos, and so LASRIC has been working on R&D with universities. In fact, we got our first patent, right? If anybody understands, the patent ecosystem, it's the award you get for an original invention, right? So we've gotten patents for original inventions in Lagos, right, that were created in Lagos, right? And we have many patent pending initiatives as well. These things are supposed to make our economy grow, right? And the third part is in STEM for schools, right? How do you improve the literacy rates for young children in schools through the use of technology tools, right? What can help them improve the absorption rates of instruction in schools? So those 3 main areas are sort of like the areas that LASRIC is supposed to intervene and kind of catalyze for the growth of the economy.
Let's talk about the Lagos Innovation Bill.
Right.
I think this is going to change the game, or this should be the game changer. Tell us more about this and how it will help address issues maybe around this the space, the technological space.
Right. So about 3.4, 3.5 last I got 3.5% of the U.S. GDP is spent on research and development. Right. Now, a lot of the research and development work that goes on in the U.S. become new products and services, right? When you look at even Google, for instance, Google was a research project in Stanford, right? And when the two, that's Larry Page and Sergey Brin, they were graduate students researching on a page ranking algorithm, right? They were researching it in Stanford. And that research work has become the Google we know today that has created thousands of jobs and paid, so much in taxes to the government and created a new way of life for people. In a sense, that's what we seek to do with the Lagos Innovation Bill. Okay. How do we incentivize not just government, for companies to support R&D, right? Okay. How do we get, because 30% of, 3.5% of the US GDP is spent on R&D, right? About 30% or 35% of that 3.5% is funded by government. Now, 70% of that R&D budget is spent by private companies. So private companies a lot fund R&D in the US, and that's why you have a thriving ecosystem of creation, research and development, science and technology. Now, the idea behind the Lagos Innovation Bill is to help incentivize this activity in Lagos, right? It's not enough for government to fund R&D. Yeah. Companies have to be involved as well. Because when we say, for instance, counterpart fund a particular initiative, there is a higher chance of success. And there we can create new areas of the economy for people, and the quality of life can be improved. So the innovation bill is to basically an incentive package for companies to see how they can resource R&D, and also to make it easier for technology companies to scale, right? There is a lot of help at the very seed stage, but how do you help companies to scale bigger, to offer new products to new markets, right? We've got to help improve the ease of doing business, right? How do we help companies that are starting out get the right permits that they need to scale their companies? How do we help them get their products to market faster, right? So the bill is basically an incentive package to help technology and innovation companies, right, start off, scale better, and then offer value to the economy. That's the idea. And we are really enthused by the response that we've gotten from major companies, and we will continue to pursue that. We hope that before Q2 of next year, we're hoping to have passed the bill.
Stakeholders engagement and all of that, you're going to have all of that, right?
Absolutely. It started. We actually had a stakeholders engagement last month where we brought in different companies from the ecosystem who are willing to support incentive packages and see how they can better resource R&D. Because if a company knows that, look, if I'm putting money behind research and development and the government can help subsidize or support, they are more willing, right? And so the chance of us creating new products and services and to even stem the dollar shortage is higher. Yeah. So this is the idea behind the innovation bill.
Interesting stuff. You know, it's been a while we had you sit with us talk here. A lot is happening around tech, and of course, Lagos government is a smart economy now. Which are we actually aiming to? I think it's a smart Lagos
city. Yeah,
smart city. Yeah. So what more are you doing? Yes, some might be in the kitty, still working on them. But Lagosians would like to know what should we expect from your office?
One of the key initiatives that we are driving is how do we serve citizens better, right? We've seen that technology is a major enabler for that. And so what we are doing in Lagos is digitizing a lot of our workloads, right? If you apply for certain permits in Lagos today, yes, you could apply through a digital platform. Yeah. At times, at the back end, it turns to paper, right? And that will reduce the efficiency for people to be able to serve citizens. Yeah. And there are some agencies where you cannot apply online. You have to go to the physical office. So part of what we are doing is digitizing major workloads in Lagos to be able to serve citizens more efficiently and in a proper and timely manner. And so we are calling that project the Enterprise Architecture, where we consolidate and digitize a number of workloads so that, for instance, if somebody is applying for a parking permit, for instance, or is applying for land, and the parking authority or the land administration needs to validate their tax bill or their tax obligation, they don't need to tell the citizen to go and bring another document. No. The land administration can, at the back end, check, maybe through an API, check the tax obligation of the citizen, and therefore serving that citizen faster. So the permit might be able to come out faster. So it's a lot of grunt work, digitizing all of the paper-based systems, and digitizing the data framework for Lagos. So that is going on currently. A lot of MDAs, a lot of departments and agencies are currently digitizing and are also re-engineering their processes. So that's major work that is going on that people might not see yet, but eventually as the weeks and months go on, they'll begin to see it in phases.
That sounds really good. But before we let you go, looking at area of interest again, circular economy and all of that is also on the front burner now. We hear a lot of talks about that, even home and abroad, and software development and all of this. Are we also looking into all of this?
Absolutely. I'll give you a typical example of the work LASRIC did over the past 24 months. A multidisciplinary team of researchers in Lagos State University. LASU. We're working on a particular initiative that will sort of help provide an alternative to food packaging. Today, we understand that plastics is very much prevalent in our society. Yes. And before plastics biodegrade, it can take hundreds of years. Now, so how do you find an alternative replacement to that, right? This was the task for a team at LASU that was supposed to come up with an alternative to food packaging plastics, you know, the cellophane packages that we do. Those don't biodegrade. They could block drains and all of that. So we started researching with some microalgae plankton called sargassum, right? And we've been researching that over the past couple of months. On the way to that, we discovered some additional uses for that particular microalgae. And actually, 2 companies have come out of that already, right? But we are still on our way to finding alternatives to food packaging that is biodegradable so that if it does end up, say, in a landfill, it can decompose and thereby reduce the strain on the environment. These are the kinds of projects that are going on. In the area of software development, a lot of the startups that we do resource, they have software development functions that they try to build and serve citizens across different verticals. So that we are looking at multiple areas. We're also even looking at manufacturing. How do we reduce our dependence on manufacturing? What are the key areas or key verticals in manufacturing that we can quickly offset, right? Whether it's in the car industry, we have a bunch of car assembly plants now. A car has anywhere between 30 to 35,000 parts, right? Which of those parts could we manufacture locally? What companies want to address that? So these are all the verticals that we are looking at to try and see if we can localize a number of these sectors and thereby create value for the economy.
We'll keep a tab on all of this and hope to have you in again to assess or do an evaluation of all that is expected. Thank you so much. I've been speaking to Mr. Tunbosun Alake. He is the Commissioner for Innovation, Science and Technology, Lagos State, the Center of Excellence.